This is St Thomas's Anglican Church in Lydiate. So I'm going to take you on a little tour into the outside of the church, and then we'll go in and I'll tell you a little bit about the history as we walk through this very inviting archway. And we can see straight away there the lovely daffodils. On this early spring day. So St Thomas's Church, this was built in 1841. In Victorian Britain at a time when the population was expanding and growing rapidly, and more churches were being built in the Gothic Revival style. So elements and inspiration taken from some of the great cathedrals from medieval times, and many churches built in that same style. So you can see the west facing tower here. And this church, it dates from 1841. Originally, it was called the Chapel of Ease, and it was used initially, as we enter the church, as a place for local people to come and worship. Local people who previously had to travel a number of miles to the nearest church, St Cuthbert's in Halsall. So a group of local people and landowners, they put together the funds in order to construct this church. And it became a church in its own right in 1871. See the sun streaming through the stained glass windows there. And this display here is St Thomas. Famously known as Doubting Thomas. He was actually one of Jesus' most loyal disciples. But he did famously ask for proof. He wanted to see and touch Jesus' wounds before he would believe that he had indeed resurrected. And the story of St Thomas and what St Thomas represents is how faith can grow through questioning. And St Thomas is known to have spread the word of Christianity far and wide, as far as India. So this church sits in Lydiate, which is in West Lancs. And at the time of filming this video, It's Lent, so we can see the church and the altar is decorated in purple. And purple symbolises preparation and waiting, which are central themes for Lent. This church was extended in 1912. As we step back here and give you a view from the altar. As I said earlier, before the construction of this church, many of the local people, they will have gone as far as 3 or 4 miles down to St Cuthbert in Halsall. Obviously they would have walked in those days, so it was a real commitment to travel that far in order to worship. So there was a real need for a more local church. And that is how St Thomas's came into being. As we have a look. At some more of the features of this church. St Thomas's Church is a real focal point of the local community in Lydiate, with really close ties to the local school. And it's central to a lot of community initiatives and events that take place throughout the year, such as the Christmas Tree Festival in December and the Flower Festival in June. We are now, of course, entering the most important time in the church's calendar. We're in the second week of Lent as we move towards the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ over Easter. Magnificent organ. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour of St Thomas's Church in Lydiate. Do let me know if you've ever visited here. And leave a comment if there's anything that you've noticed in the video that's of particular interest. And I will be back soon with another video of the church that I mentioned before, St Cuthbert's, which is just down the road from here, which is an absolutely spectacular church. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back soon with another video.